Hey, I guess I wanted to talk about some stuff that I've been learning today. So I uh, I had quite a bit of I was trying to find out the best way that I could record the screen. So I looked at a bunch of articles and recording the screen and video and all that is one thing, but for, say, a really lightweight, just recording the terminal, I looked at a bunch of different tools. This is just a wiki, just general knowledge wiki that I've put together, and just talking about tips here, and I'm talking about recording the desktop. This is it all in Vimwiki, so to cut to the chase, asciinema is really what I was looking for, because I was just trying to find something. And it's the same with recording audio. It's difficult to find an app on the Android. I'm looking for open source through the F-Droid store because I trust them more, and I'm going to try to stay open source as much as possible. So so. Back to the video here. To cut to the chase, asciinema was really what I was looking for, because it's quite easy to it's pretty easy to reduce the idle time with this command, and you can pass that the idle time to record as well, or when you're recording. So for this command, so you would just include the I2 for idle time of 2 seconds, and because I want to be able to just let it run while I'm following a tutorial, and I don't want to be watch everything in real time, so it cuts down the idle time, so that's great. So I had looked at a bunch of different there's TTY Record and TTY Studio. There's Terminalizer, which is it's a node. It's like Node.js, and it's quite cool. It generates a YAML file that can be configured before rendering. So I think you can play around with the playback times and stuff. It seems to be default to Bash, and actually I got an error when I was running it, and the error had to do with basically hardware acceleration. It can be disabled, but I wasn't going to really go into that kind of depth with it. So anyway, I was quite happy to find asciinema, but a discovery that I did make was there was an article about script, several articles about script, which I've saved basically. Generally, when I save articles, I'm like saving, just saving the text. So I on a web pages, go Control A, Control C, and I go into Vim, and I have a shortcut, just space, leader key that I use for. I have space allocated for the leader key, and I just space P, and it pastes whatever's in the clipboard. So then when I'm going back, I find it sometimes easier to read in Vim, and then I have it saved. So there's interesting stuff on script, and there's kind of a lot to it. That's one article. This is another one. So typically when I'm reading through an article, it copies all the text on the page. So I'll kind of just like DD to delete the line, and then period to repeat the last command. So the deletion. So as I'm scrolling down through the files, I'm reading it, I generally I'll be deleting, like this is all part of the article, so it's all good stuff, but say for the headers and the tails, I'm deleting as I read. I'm deleting just the stuff that isn't relevant. So it's all about working in Vimwiki. And then, for instance, if I'm this is another article from Red Hat, and I find Red Hat stuff quite good. Usually they run the open source magazine, or open source website, I should say. They also do a pretty good email newsletter. So, script is going to be something I'm going to look at again later on, because it's going to be handy. It's handy if you're on a server. So basically, what I've come up with is asciinema if you're just recording one terminal. And I'm going to use tmux a little bit more, because if I'm recording one terminal, I can start a tmux session and then have a number of screens within that for a really lightweight sort of asciinema experience. So I'm sure maybe everybody's seen asciinema before, but it basically plays back. They have a website where people upload their asciinemas. They're actually not that good, because you only have this small box to look at the video. But when you actually, for instance, I recorded one earlier, so I call it first cast. So if I want to play first cast, it's going to play. I got my hands off the keyboard. and it's playing back. I just basically just recorded anything in the terminal. So for package management, apt package management, I use Aptitude because it's got that nice kind of curses experience. But anyway, yeah. So I just did the U for upgrade, and then I don't know. It was showing me a bunch of errors. So what I did was I just canceled the pending actions. It's funny, when I went back to do that upgrade, I didn't get the conflicts. So, I mean, Aptitude is really good because you can... it was telling me it wanted to remove all this stuff like Flatpak and KDE Connect. So what I did was I just went and, as you can see, into the menu and canceled pending actions and just quit that because I didn't want to deal with it right there. So I'm just showing some different stuff in asciinema. Went into a file there in links, an HTML file, and then that's where I quit the session. So yeah, so that's great, and I'm gonna look into script later, and then for my videos, for this video that I'm making, you have different screen recorders. So this is OBS Studio. Another one, I mean, there was other ones recommended, Kazam and Simple Screen Recorder, which it doesn't do the webcam. So I like the webcam thing. Usually I like to see, it's nice to see the presenter sometimes, even though it's going to add to the file size a lot, but I guess this is just ones I want to publish or do a test with. Sorry about the shakes there. Yeah, so I mean, with OBS Studio, you basically you can add, I mean, the text is really, really small, and I'm sure there's tools where I could close up here. It's hardly worth showing when the text is this small, but you basically add and layer. So like also you can add text. I've got to show the text. Right. So this is some text that I put on there before, and OBS Studio has this weird mirroring effect where everything is like you're in a hall of mirrors. But anyway, yeah, for recording, so I was looking for just a simple, I want to do this, be able to, do audio, record audio the same way, but I couldn't find a tool just to do audio. I want to just omit the silences, and for an open source tool, well, I have this basic one on Android that's I think it's just called Audio Recorder. Skipping, yeah, it's called Audio Recorder on the F-Droid store, and the skipping the silence doesn't work on the app. But it's easy enough to put it into Audacity, and Audacity is a tool that truncates the silence. So if I want to do audio for just to record some audio notes or whatever, I can let it run and then run it through Audacity. I've got a pipe from a folder on my phone. to a folder on my laptop to sync with SyncThing. So it creates a tunnel between those two folders. And whenever I want to, I just manually sync whenever I have files to share between the two devices. So that's a pretty nice, elegant solution. And also I was doing, one last thing is doing screencasts on the Android. I think I made a note here about, So with the same thing with the cam overlay, for recording, OBS Studio, but on Android, I've successfully used screenCam. If you're looking for an open source app that can record the terminal or record the whole Android desktop on the Android, and with the little screenCam in the corner. I noticed the file size was kind of large, so I'll be doing the same thing on the Android with Termux, and just record. You can record with asciinema there, and script. I've already got Termux set up on the Android, and it's pretty awesome. I hope to do some screencasts about that as well. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up. I'm looking forward to doing some work in Jupyter Notebooks from a series of videos from my friend Mike Levin on YouTube. Mike Levin, he does SEO, search engine optimization, and a lot of Python stuff. And so I'll talk to you soon.